Guys are gonna do a ton of things about leopard geckos, as you can see here. Squirtle is actually up around active at night because it's nighttime. Because tonight actually we're sleeping over. Game on all night. Okay, so Squirtle is a super hypo. He just got done with the shedding process Sunday. And just saying, this I want you to show you how they hold them. You should always hold them like this flat. And if they try to jump, you go in this. And you should always try to kneel on the ground just in case if they jump. Also, always you can make sure they're healthy by checking their tails.
If it's nice and fat, then yes.
That's where they store the nutrition. And then take it away, Dust.
Okay. So as leopard geckos are naturally from the deserts of Pakistan, India. I've on others' websites I've heard that they're from Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran. That might be true, but again, it might not. It's maybe true or false. They might. This is what they'll eat. So they'll eat mealworms. They'll eat crickets. They'll eat dubia roaches. Dubia roaches should probably be fed maybe once a week or daily. And so pinkies, you should only feed them maybe when they're adults, because if you feed them when they're babies, I've heard this about bearded dragons. It's probably the same with leopard geckos. If you feed them 2 feet big of a food, they're probably gonna get paralyzed. Now Brandon's gonna take over.
Okay, so actually you should keep their temperature from 80 to 89 degrees, 90 degrees about. You should always make sure don't do like wood chips for them, because Squirtle they prefer sand. It's easy for them because when they bury them. Also, you can get this it's called like coconut dirt or something.
Coconut fiber.
Coconut fiber, and it's really good for egg laying. Well, I don't have that here because he's just a little male, so lonely with no girlfriend.
Oh.
And yeah, and you should always sprinkle some reptile calcium. You don't have to. It's just for some good calcium protein. But actually, doobie roaches are the best for the feed up, because this guy, if you go to
Classy Herbs,
subscribe to him. He does it on how to show you how to breed doobie roaches, and he also it shows you what kind of food you mix chicken food with turtle food and fish flakes. You stir it all up, then put calcium and stir it. So now my friend Dawson is going to take it away.
Classy Herbs is probably one of my favorite channels. Now, if you go on his website, www.classyherbs.com, he'll have, if you look out, they're available for sale. This is what there's going to be adult males, a package of adult males, a breeder package which costs about $45, an adult male package which costs about $40. A batch of nymphs, which costs about $10, and then So, as Squirtle and like Brandon said, you always need to give them a vitamin supplement. So right here we have our reptile vitamins, Zoomed. Zoomed is actually a great brand, and then we also got the Reptile Safe. And then we got some Reptile Calcium. Don't know where that is right now.
We actually ran out, but we only had 10 minutes. So you can, when you only have a 10 minutes left, and you actually have bowl, then you just dump the rest in there, and then of course then you just throw the mealworms in. But I drop him in the front of his cage, and if he eats them, that means he's hungry. And when he's not, he goes in the back. And then I want to show you something. Actually, go on Google and search up Jackson chameleons. I actually did some really cool stuff. So for my my thing page, it's a Jackson chameleon, a lock page, and then for my homepage,
he put an
albino iguana.
Okay, so guys, like I was saying, you always need to give them a vitamin supplement, and like Brandon said, you can always have a bottom layer, and there's 3 things you can probably put: coconut fiber, I think coconut fiber, sand, and wood chips. But again, wood chips is not very good because when they walk on it, it's not very good. But wood chips, if you have them, I guess it's fine. So this is also another thing. When they breed, they are basically the same thing as bearded dragons. They just like kind of go on like they go on top of each other like mammals. In the future, I'm gonna get a female, and we're gonna breed ours, and we're gonna make a website where we're gonna sell them. Some are gonna be very cheap, and maybe the first person to buy them will be we'll give that person for free, okay? And so I'm also probably gonna get a bearded dragon for my birthday, most likely. And so also these guys love to be in the dark. Well, they love to hide during the day because, you know, they're nocturnal. And so, as you can see, they love, like, walking if you hold them like this. And so, they also will just eat. Right now, you should probably clean their cage out once a week. And they have a pooper scooper. And so, we have a bunch of books. If you are a reptile owner, you probably want to do some research. And also, they are just incredible animals. And so,
right now I'm actually going to clean his cage. But you should actually clean his cage out once a week, you know.
Okay,
to get that freaking poop out of there.
There's a bunch of things that they can eat. There's phoenix worms, probably in the future we'll show all the food. But there's wax worms. You shouldn't feed them daily or weekly. I would say probably every 2 years or 1 year, because they're really fattening to them. They'll get so addictive that they won't.
Actually, my friend's wrong. You should never feed them wax worms. Doobie roaches are really expensive, but you breed them. And then also get mealworms. And for starters, as soon as you get it, you should actually definitely get mealworms. And then you can get crickets. That's if you want. But crickets, if they go on top of it, get you stressed and bite the scales off them. So I would never get wax worms.
Okay, so phoenix worms you can also feed, but those aren't too fat. They are actually really healthy. Dubia roaches are the healthiest food for any reptile, basically. Not any reptile, probably for these little guys and bearded dragons and small guys.
Asian water dragons.
Yeah, Chinese water dragons and stuff like that. And other geckos, like 2K geckos. I don't know if they keep that as pets yet because they're endangered right now. And so these guys, how to sex them is you look at, like, right there. You can actually, like, see he's a male. The 2 little bumps, there's like 2 little bumps right there. And if it's a female, those bumps won't be there. But right now, since he's growing up, there's not that big of lumps because he's just a baby still. He's only about, I think, 8 months old, Brandon?
No, 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months old. And so to start off with a leopard gecko, you want to feed them mealworms. Second, you probably want to go to crickets. Third, you want to go to dubia roaches. And fourth, you probably want to go to dubia roaches. Now,
you just said third dubia roaches.
No, I didn't. And so then, we're probably gonna in the future. Yeah, there's some mealworms in his cage right now, but I don't think he's hungry. And sometimes they'll actually eat just a dish of calcium. And
you should also never leave the mealworms overnight because they'll actually either bury them or chuck out some chocolate at night.
Essy chocolate, he means poo because, you know.
It's
and so he in the future we're probably gonna do a setup, and you should in this sort of setup, but they should always have some vitamins because reptiles you always need vitamins for them. And these cute little guys are just awesome. For bearded dragons, I know a lot about them. They will eat actually salad, lettuce, carrots, and then you can just put some stuff on, like reptile, calcium, and stuff.
And I'm actually going to show you some of my favorite subscriptions that me and Doss subscribe to because we share. I'll show you some. It's David Fine Geckos for leopard geckos, Epic Wildlife, Classy Herbs, Sabag Reptiles, British Herping, and Animal Bites TV. Those guys, actually at first was Animal Bites, and that encouraged us to do this, but you should really subscribe to those people. Classy Herbs is one of our favorites, and British Herping and Animal Bites are probably the best ones. But yeah, David Fine Geckos and Sabag.
And in our next, probably in the future, we're going to do a video about bearded dragons. Right now, our dogs have just came in here. Sorry.
Well,
I'm probably just going to skip through this in a little bit.